Hello friends, welcome back to this video on analog communication. In this video, I am going to talk about the mathematical analysis of the single sideband suppressed carrier type of amplitude modulation. I recommend you to watch my previous video where I introduced SSB-SC type of amplitude modulation. So here we will see just the mathematical parameters related to SSB-SC. So here I am taking x of omega to be the frequency transform of my xt, which was my information signal. So the x of omega is represented like this. So this is my x of omega. Now when I use the single sideband suppressed carrier, so either I transmitted the upper sideband or lower sideband and the signal was superimposed on the carrier. So here at Fc or minus Fc, I had the same message signal. So now this frequency is minus Fc plus Fm, this frequency is minus Fc minus Fm, and this frequency is Fc plus Fm, this frequency is Fc minus Fm. So either I transmitted the upper sideband or the lower sideband. So this is my red portion is my upper sideband. This is my lower sideband, sorry. And here this would be my lower sideband. This is LSB. If I talk about the upper sideband, the remaining portion is upper sideband. This is upper sideband here and this is upper sideband here. So now if I divide the message into two parts, the message which is occupying the frequency greater than 0, so I am classifying it with x plus of omega, and the message which is occupying the frequency less than omega, so less than 0, so I am calling it as x minus of omega. So this is x plus omega and this is x minus omega. So I just broke the message signal into two parts, x plus omega and x minus omega. Now here this is my x minus omega, this is my x plus omega. So overall if I transmit LSB, I'll have x plus omega plus x minus omega, which constitute the full message signal. Similarly, if I talk about USB, here also I have x plus omega as well as x minus omega. So I am transmitting the full message signal by using either LSB or USB. So how I can represent x plus omega? So if I have to represent x plus omega, I can use the unit step function. So if I multiply x of omega with u of omega, I hope you remember what was u of omega. So it is 1 for all the values of omega greater than 0 and it is 0 for all the values of omega less than 0. So if I multiply x of omega with u of omega, I'll get x plus of omega. Similarly, if I find x minus omega, it would be x of omega multiplied with u of minus omega. This is u of omega and u of minus omega would be represented like this. It is 1 for the value of omega less than 0 and it is 0 for the value of omega greater than 0. So this is how I can represent x plus omega and x minus omega. Now I know I can represent u of omega as half of 1 plus signum of omega. So there is a reason why I am doing it. You will get to know it later. So I know what is signum of omega. Signum of omega is 1 for omega greater than 0 and it is 0. It is minus 1 for the value of omega less than 0. So this function represents the signum of omega. If I add 1 to this signal, so if I add 1, so 1 is represented like this. So this is omega, this is 1. So here at the positive side, I will be having 1 plus 1, which is 2. Here I am having 2. Here minus 1 plus 1 would be 0. So at the portion of less than 1, I'll be less than 0, I'll be having 0, and greater than 0, I have 2. So if I divide by 2, I'll get u of omega. So I represented u of omega as 1 plus signum of omega divided by 2. So similarly, I can represent u of minus omega as half of 1 minus signum of omega. Remember, signum of omega is an odd function, and if I have to find out signum of minus omega, this was signum of omega. Signum of minus omega would be represented like this. This is signum of minus omega. Now I'll add 1 to this, so I'll get the signal in the negative direction with an amplitude 2. So now if I'll divide by 2, I'll get u of minus omega. So now I can represent x plus omega as well as x minus omega. So x plus omega in the term of signum function would be x of omega into half 1 plus signum of omega. Similarly, x minus omega would be x of omega half 1 minus signum of omega. So now this is how I can represent my signal in the positive half and the negative half. So this is my signal. So now how I can represent my signal? I can multiply this x of omega inside. So x plus omega would be equal to half of x of omega plus x of omega into signum of omega. Similarly, x minus omega would be equal to half of x of omega minus x of omega signum of omega. Now I know the Hilbert transform formula. If I multiply by minus j signum of omega with x of omega, I'll get the Hilbert transform in the frequency domain. So if I multiply minus j signum of omega with x of omega, I'll get x cap of omega. So if I am dividing by minus j both sides, here I am left out with signum of omega x of omega, which is equal to x cap of omega divided by minus j. So now I can rationalize it. So it would be equal to minus j into j would be minus j square, which is equal to 1. So it would be equal to j x cap of omega. So I hope now you understood. I found out the value of signum of omega into x of omega. Here I was using this term, so here and here I'll replace these terms. So x plus of omega is represented now as x of omega upon 2 plus j into x cap of omega. So this half was in the bracket. So here also I'll take half in the bracket. Similarly, I can find out x minus of omega. It would be half x of omega minus, here it is x omega signum of omega, which is j x cap omega, where x cap represents the Hilbert transform. I recommend you to watch my previous video on the Hilbert transform so that you will be more clear about this term. So now if I add both of the signals and superimpose on the carrier, so now when it is superimposed on the carrier, if I am sending the upper sideband, so here if I send the upper sideband, the frequency would change from f minus fc. So the frequency would now go from omega minus omega c. So now what I did, I just transformed this signal from 0 to a higher frequency fc, and this is representing my upper sideband x plus represents my upper sideband, so it is representing my x plus omega minus omega c. This is representing omega c, so it would be omega minus omega c is equal to half x omega minus omega c plus j x cap omega minus omega c. Similarly, here I am sending the upper sideband, which is the lower part, so x minus, it is omega plus omega c, so it would be written as half x of omega plus omega c minus j x cap omega plus omega c. So now I'll add both of them because the upper part as well as lower part is going. So m of omega would be x plus omega minus omega c plus x minus omega c. So this is my modulated signal. So now let's represent my modulated signal. So m of omega would be half of x omega minus omega c plus j x cap omega minus omega c plus half x omega plus omega c minus j x cap omega plus omega c. So now rearranging these terms, I can take 1 by 2 outside and I can add the real part and I can take the imaginary parts together. So x of omega minus omega c plus x of omega plus omega c. So here I am taking minus 1 by 2j. It is left out. So here I am taking minus 1 by 2 into j, which would be j by 2. So I am left out with x of omega plus omega c minus x of omega minus omega c. So it is half of x of omega minus omega, so half of x of omega taking outside. I am left out with del of omega minus omega c plus del of omega plus omega c minus j by 2 x of omega taking outside, del of omega plus omega c minus del of omega minus omega c. So now this represents half of del of omega minus omega c plus del of omega plus omega c. It represents the Fourier transform of cos of omega, cos of t. So similarly here it represents del of omega plus omega c minus del of omega minus omega c upon 2j. It represents the Fourier transform of sine of omega, sine of t. So it is so now it is representing the x of t in the time domain. X of omega has the inverse Fourier transform xt in the time domain. Half of del omega minus omega c plus del omega plus omega c represents cos of omega ct in the time domain. Now it can be written as minus 1 upon 2j del of omega minus omega c minus del of omega plus omega c. So I can take the minus common again and it is now then denoting sine of omega ct multiplying with x cap of omega. So it was x cap. X cap represents the Hilbert transform. So here I have xt into cos of omega ct minus x cap t into sine of omega ct, which represents my output signal, which represents the upper sideband in the single sideband suppressed carrier. Similarly, if I need to find out the lower sideband, so it represents the upper sideband. If I need to find out lower sideband, it would be xt cos of omega ct plus x cap t sine of omega c t. So this represents my lower sideband. So I hope now you are very clear what is single sideband suppressed carrier amplitude modulation and how we can generate it and how mathematically we can derive the single sideband suppressed carrier with the help of double sideband suppressed carrier. So with this I'll stop my discussion here. I hope you like this video. If you like it, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel and push the like button. Thank you.